Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Language Arts Gallery. Today, we're going to continue talking about writing a book review, and we're going to talk specifically about language skills that our young writers can use when they draft their book reviews. So if you're interested in this lesson or any of my writing workshop lessons, you can find the link to those materials in the video description. And please remember to subscribe to my channel so you get all the videos for this genre of writing, a young learner's book review, and you'll get all of my videos on academic writing. So let's get started talking about our book review. I want to really quickly review the parts of a book review. And remember, we said this lesson is geared at young learners age 7 to 8. So we want them to tell the title and the author of the book that they're writing about. We want them to give a short summary of what the book was about. We want them to share their opinion and why they feel that way. Hopefully, if they're writing about their favorite book, they liked it or they really loved it. And we want them to leave the audience with a recommendation as to who should read this book. And remember, we went over a mentor text in our last video. So we've got our introductory sentence where we're introducing the text. This particular text, we didn't know the author, and that's okay. We've got a short summary of the book. We've got the author's opinion. I like this book because they're giving reasons why, and we're going to talk about language for that today. And finally, they've got a suggestion. This book taught me a lot, and it was an interesting story. If you like learning about animals and how they survive in nature, then this is a great book for you. So an important part of this book review is the summary. And we don't want a very long, in-depth summary. Remember, these are young writers, so we're not expecting them to write a page. It's just a few quick sentences. What happened in the beginning, what happened in the middle, and what happened in the end. So in order to do that, we want to ensure that they use sequence words appropriately. So you can do this a few different ways. You can teach a lesson, like our writing workshop lesson today, where we give direct instruction in sequence words. Another great way to add to this or to supplement it is to cover this in your centers and make sure that that day that you're teaching this lesson, you're also going over sequence words in your centers. It's really terrific. So here we've got our summary section of our book review. And it says, in the beginning of the story, Tim doesn't want to go to visit his grandmother. He wants to spend the summer with his friends. When he arrives in the desert, Tim learns about the many interesting animals there and how they survive. By the end of the story, Tim is having such a great time that he doesn't want to leave. So I always teach my students about the big four: first, next, then, and last. But I also like to introduce them to other words and phrases to indicate sequence. And those words can be after, finally, soon. We can talk about times or days of the week. At 5 o'clock, on Monday, in a little while, 10 minutes later, next week. So those are all sequence words and phrases that we can introduce to our students. And remember, another important part of our book review is we're going to give our opinion and we're going to give a reason why. So this is a great opportunity to introduce cause and effect words and phrases. Why did you like this book? I like this book because. We can also introduce words and phrases like so, because of, since, therefore, due to. All of those words help to explain to our reader how we feel. So I like to teach my students when we're talking about our opinion to use language like I think, I feel, and I believe. So here we've also got some great words and phrases that we can include for cause and effect. Okay, so our students should have completed their graphic organizer in our last lesson, and we want them to get practice improving their summary and their recommendation. So we can have them rewrite what happened in the story, first, next, then, and last, and adding sequence words. And then their opinion, I think, I feel, I believe, and why. Some of your students, your early finishers, may already have drafted. If they haven't, by the end of this lesson, we'd like them to begin writing their first draft. So we've got our 4 paragraphs or our 4 sections of our book review. It's great if we can break it up into paragraphs. I think that's a great way to teach young learners, young writers, the importance of breaking up their ideas and really getting to the building blocks of an essay. But I also think if we're dealing with young writers that need a little bit more support, I think it's okay if they write this as 1 paragraph. So that's how I approach it. And you have the option here to do that or to break it into paragraphs. So thank you so much for joining me for this second video. Please remember to subscribe to the channel so you get the rest of the videos in this writing genre. And I'll see you in our next video at the Language Arts Gallery.